Hi, everyone. We have some amazing ladies here tonight, and I can't wait for them to share with you about Plexus has changed their lives. And I can't wait for each of you to hear, what we have to say. Thank you all for taking your time out tonight. We want to be conscious of your time. So our goals tonight are that we want you to understand why these products are in high demand and why this business has sets you up for success. So I'm going to start tonight with introducing myself. My name is Jamie Ravelli, and I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I also have a degree in exercise physiology and am an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. I have always been passionate about health and wellness and helping people with their health. And it wasn't until I experienced my own health crisis that I really started to dig into the benefits of, what does it mean to have a healthy gut? So before we get started, I do want to say that this live event is brought to you by independent ambassadors and not Plexus worldwide. Plexus does not claim to diagnose, cure, prevent, or treat any disease. So this is the research that we have done, and we're going to talk about our own personal testimonials. So one of the biggest questions that I get all the time is, why do we even need Plexus? Isn't it possible just to eat healthy, exercise, live a healthy lifestyle? Why isn't that enough? And the answer that I have for you is that working for you? I know for me, I've always eaten healthy and exercise, and when I was experiencing health issues, I really needed something more. And for most people, it's no longer enough just to eat right and exercise. I was in that category, and maybe, some of you out there are in that category yourself. So statistically speaking, the majority of us here in the United States are poorly nourished. And the food that we're eating, does not contain the nutrients that it did 50 years ago, in the age of our grandparents. Or perhaps, we're eating mostly convenient foods or eating out. Those are pretty much void of the dense nutrients that we need to be healthy. And we lead very stressful lifestyles. We, overcommit ourselves, and we're just not getting enough sleep. So when you pair that with environmental toxins, the abundance of medications and over-the-counter meds that we use, it's a perfectly good recipe for an imbalanced microbiome. And, if you've been reading the news or watching the Today Show, you've probably heard, this word microbiome. So what does that refer to? The microbiome refers to the tiny, delicate ecosystem that, lives in our gut. It's the home of trillions of cells and organisms that influence everything from metabolism to immune system to moods and behavior. This is where nutrient absorption occurs. 70% of our immune system begins in our gut, and the immune system plays a large role with how we fight disease. 90% of our serotonin, that feel-good chemical, is created in our gut. So there's all these cells, sending messages from our gut to our brain that affect our overall well-being. So some signs that, you may be experiencing if you have an imbalanced gut, the main ones that I really see on a regular basis are, mood disorders, anxiety, depression, behavioral disorders, crazy cravings that you just can't seem to shake, that stubborn weight that you can't seem to lose, chronic diseases, autoimmune, skin conditions, blood sugar imbalances, obesity, thyroid, low immunity, if you're getting sick a lot, if you're seeing any signs in your lab work showing that you have poor nutrient absorption, these are all signs that your microbiome can be out of whack. And it affects everything in and on our bodies. So there is hope. These products focus on gut health, cellular inflammation, and blood sugar stabilization. So all modern diseases tie back to these three areas. So it's super critical that we get on top of those from a health perspective. From a business standpoint, if you're looking for a company that's like changing the game, these three areas really, addressing these three areas can really change your health. So we've rebranded ourselves as the Health and Happiness Company, but we're still targeting, the gut health, inflammation reduction, and blood sugar stabilization. So, we're really stepping out into some amazing gut health research. So one of the products that I want to talk to you about quickly is called Vital Biome, and it's one of our probiotics, and it is one of our, we call it the chill pill. This has been shown to help with calmness and anxiety, depression, anger and hostility, GI distress, IBS. And this is a supplement that I recommend to everyone. If you really want to tackle everything that I talked about above and get the body back in balance and let your body absorb nutrients like it should, we really want to focus first on the triplex combo. So I recommend this combination to about 99% of people to start because it really targets that that blood sugar, inflammation, and gut health. So this is our most popular combination. So another product that I love, and I also encourage people to eventually add into their schedules, is X Factor Plus. This was recently improved to give nutrient profile that's really optimal. It addresses gut health as well. And for people that have nutritional deficiencies, related to hormones, if you have common nutrient deficiencies like B, D, and E, this helps us really get back in balance. So I wanted to spotlight that triplex combo because it, really acts to balance, and it really takes your health and wellness to a whole new level. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Jenny, my friend Jenny, and she's going to share her personal testimony.
Hi. I was introduced to Plexus in February of last year, which it was amazing for me. In 2013, I bought a restaurant, and I was as healthy as I could be. I was working out all the time. For any of you that work out, I was doing Insanity with my husband, which it's insane, right? It's intense. I was always healthy and fit, and I had done a lot of bartending, and even though I have a degree in the medical field, that was just what I wanted, a restaurant. So we bought a restaurant. About 6 months into owning the restaurant, I started getting really sick. Couldn't breathe. It just started with I couldn't breathe. So, with all that comes chest x-rays, and I had an echo and a stress test and all these tests. Couldn't find anything. No reason why, I couldn't breathe. Okay, fine. So I was just like, well, you need to relax, And then my hands and feet hurt so bad. I bought numerous pairs of shoes because I was on my feet all day to try to help out, and none of that helped. And my mom has RA, and so they tested me for that, and that was negative. Long story short, I owned the restaurant for about a year and a half. I got to the point where my husband works at the post office here in town, and our restaurant was about a half an hour away. My mom was picking him up after his day at the post office, driving him to our restaurant. He would finish out my shift, and drive me home. It was miserable. Thankfully, either we were going to shut the doors and take this huge loss and be in a financial mess because I just couldn't do it, or we were going to sell it. And somebody came along and bought it, and I am thankful every day for that. Then probably about 6 months after that, I was diagnosed with a tick-borne illness. And I did antibiotics, I did holistic treatment, and it helped. It really helped. It got me over the edge of not being in so much pain that I felt like I couldn't function, and falling asleep on the couch at 6 o'clock at night, and not being able to be there for my children because I'm a mom of 3. And at the time of my sickest days, my oldest was graduating from high school, and I remember that day just crying all day because I felt so horrible. And I was their class advisor for the first 2 years before I bought the restaurant. And then obviously, for time reasons, I couldn't do that anymore. They had a seat for me right up front, because I was a part of the class for so long, and I couldn't do it. I sat way in the back next to the door in case I had to leave. And I made it through graduation. I went out back and I started taking pictures, and I fell over backwards. There was a car there. I didn't go complete to the ground. There was a car there, and my husband looked at me and said, "It's time to go." That was one of the biggest days of my life, that I just, all the other moms stayed and decorated the bus and did, and, you just can't take that stuff back. And I continued to be that sick for quite some time. I would, with the holistic treatments, they worked and I would feel better. And then, it was just a roller coaster. It'd feel good and then bad and good and bad. And I bought this book, actually. I have it right here. It's called The Paleo Approach. It was what I lived by for a year. I cut out gluten, I cut out sugar, I cut out dairy, and my kids used to say to me, "Mom, what are you eating?" Or they'd be embarrassed because I brought my own salad dressing to the restaurant, because that's what I put on my meals. And so I ate about as clean as you possibly can eat. And I felt better, but not great. I was introduced to Plexus in February of this year, and it took me a while. So many people are skeptical, so was I. It must have taken, Abby reached out to me quite a few times, and I watched her get better, and, her and I had, the same doctor, and we compared notes for a year, and it still took me time to say, okay, I'm going to try this. So if you're skeptical, I understand that. But thankfully I got over that, and I listened to Abby, and I, ordered these products, and it has changed my life. I can tell you, to this day, I am pain-free in my hands and feet. I can eat and drink whatever I want. Of course I don't, because we know that taking care of our gut is taking care of our body. But if I, want to have a glass of wine with my dinner, I can do that, at a special event. Or if I, going out to eat, I can just order a salad with the dressing there, and we don't have to freak out and bring my own, and I don't have side effects anymore. So I'm not tired. I'm energetic. I have a 13-year-old that just wears my Plexus hat places and wears my bracelets and kids were making fun of him at a football game the other day. And he said, "If your mom was as sick as mine and now she's healthy like she is, you would wear her Plexus stuff too." Like, it just warms my heart. So all I'm saying is, if you are struggling, give it a try. Give it a try. You have nothing to lose. We have a 60-day money-back guarantee. And these products have given me my life back. I thought I was going to be the shell of a mom and a wife, in my 40-year-old body. And I'm not. I'm living again, and I do what I want when I want. And it has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. And speaking of Abby, this is my dear friend Abby that, convinced me to take these products because they were going to work, and she was right. So Abby's going to talk to us now.
Hey, thank you so much, Jenny. I am Abby Wallach. I'm a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus. I'm so excited to be doing this call tonight, and thank you guys for hopping on. I am on here tonight to talk about the common misconceptions when it comes to Plexus. First, I want to give you a little bit about my background. About 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and it was pretty severe. And for a while, I was unable to care for myself, care for my kids. I tried a ton of different commercial treatments, and nothing seemed to work for me. And then at one point, I just decided if I was going to get better, then it was up to me. Western medicine just was not working for me. And so I researched gut health, and I, not only did I research it, it consumed me. I, like Jenny, had just the cleanest diet you could ever possibly imagine. I cut out so many different things from my diet, and people would jokingly, ask, "Well, what can you eat?" And I'd say, "Well, I can eat ice and air, and that's about it." And really, there was probably about 20 things I could safely eat because I had some pretty severe food sensitivities as well. And so when I went on my elimination diet, it really did work to help heal my gut and allow my body to start using the medications that I was taking more effectively. But I was still so exhausted and still in a lot of pain. I had a ton of residual pain. I was a little depressed looking back. I was just not who I wanted to be. And my friend Jamie told me about Plexus, and thank goodness she kept following up with me, because at the time I was seeing a functional medicine doctor and spending hundreds and hundreds on supplements every month that I'm sure were working somehow, but I was not feeling them work for me, and I was taking them for a long time. It took her about 9 months to convince me, and the reason was because I was so incredibly skeptical. I was an absolute purist, and I still am. I have to make sure that whatever is going into my body is the cleanest it can be. And that includes things around the house, like household cleaners, cosmetics, and things like that. So I'm really kind of picky. My husband can attest to that. It drives him nuts. So I was very skeptical, and I was so skeptical that I almost did not give it a try, which is so sad because it has changed my life in an incredibly dramatic way, and I cannot imagine my life without it. So we are going to talk about a few common fears that people have when they're first approached about Plexus. The first one, and it is a big one, is it FDA approved? And the answer to that is no, it is not FDA approved. That's because it is a supplement, and supplements are neither food nor drugs. So while it is not FDA approved, it is closely regulated by the FDA. So we follow very, very strict guidelines set in place by the FDA, and not all supplement companies do that. And so we adhere to those guidelines. And people are kind of surprised to know that not even baby formula is approved by the FDA because it is a supplement. So, so it's not, it's not approved, but that's because it's not really under their jurisdiction, I guess I would say. Is it safe? It is safe. We advise people to take the ingredients to their doctors. We have doctors, chiropractors, holistic practitioners, health professionals, some on our team, all take Plexus, recommend Plexus, approve of Plexus. We have a close friend of ours on our team who was approved to take Plexus through her pregnancy, and she was actually a surrogate. So not only was it approved by her OB and her family, the other family's OB, but it was also approved by her fertility specialist. So many people do take it through pregnancy, and it has helped them tremendously. But you always want to check with your doctor. We are not doctors. If you want to find out if Plexus is going to be right for you, we definitely advise you to do the research. But whatever you do, do not Google it. Google is great for a lot of things, but it is not great for when you are looking up medications, sicknesses, and supplements. Because what you'll find when you do that is a lot of negative information that is either a result of cutthroat marketing techniques from competing companies, or they're just plain false, or misconstrued to be false, but not necessarily bad things. So we don't advise you to ever Google Plexus. If you want to learn about Plexus, reach out to somebody who is also taking Plexus. Reach out to the person that invited you. Like, we have done the research. We advise that you look at each individual ingredient on a verified website like PubMed, where there are peer-reviewed documents that you can look over, or take it to your doctor and see what they say. Will it work for me? That's another common question. In our experience, with consistent use, it's only a matter of time. For some people, that can be in the first week. For most people, it's after 3 months, after 6 months, after 9 months. For some people, it's closer to a year. I have been consistently taking Plexus since January, and while I was having some good results, small victories along the way, it wasn't until after that 6-month mark that I was like, oh my gosh, looking back on what my life was before, I could see how far I had come and what it had done for me. And it was a night and day difference. Amazing. So the real question is, will you work for it? Plexus is a tool. It is not a magic pill. And so you, as the consumer, you have to do your part. You have to drink water. You have to move your body. You have to eat healthy. You have to keep in close contact with the person that introduced you to Plexus or the team that you're on. We know our stuff. We have been doing this for a long time, and we can help you through it. You're going to have a little bit of detox, and that can be hard to get through sometimes. So support is absolutely key. Is it expensive? This was one of the best parts about Plexus for me when I was thinking about hopping on. It is extremely affordable. Triplex, a combination of those 3 products, Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse, breaks down to between $3 and $4 a day. So most people spend that on daily trips to Dunkin'. So many people have replaced unhealthy habits, with Plexus, which is great. They don't drink Red Bulls anymore. They don't have energy drinks. For somebody who was spending an insane amount of money, an astronomical amount of money on supplements through the doctor I was seeing at the time, it was a no-brainer for me. Because the thing about this, guys, is that it doesn't have to be a financial burden. It's actually very easy to get these life-changing products for free. I am now going to introduce to you my friend Shannon, and she's going to talk a little bit about the financial opportunity.
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited for all of you to be on here. I am Shannon Kaltenbach. I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador, and I have been with Plexus since July of 2015. So I'm going to talk to you about the business, and I just want to tell you why this has been such a blessing for me. So when I started the products, I 100% started purely for only energy. I was a drowning mama of 2 little kids and just was looking for some natural energy. Well, when I got my products, my upline Tracy, so she is one of my very best friends. I met her at college and have known her since I was 18 years old. So when I got my products, my husband said to me, you realize this is not in our budget. You better figure out how to get these paid for. And so I went, ooh, okay. Well, so I called Tracy and I said, all right, I need to get these products paid for. And so I talked to her about how to do that. So unlike a lot of people, I actually started sharing about the products as I got them. So I didn't really know anything about them. I earned as I learned because I knew that I needed to get those products paid for. So I was able to do that within my first month. The second month came and she was like, you want to talk a little more business? I was like, I don't know. I've already done network marketing before. I just don't know if I'm really that interested because I didn't make anything at the last network marketing gig that I tried. So what I had not told Tracy though was, have you ever had debt that you were just really embarrassed about and you didn't really share with anybody? Well, that was me. So I'm a teacher. I teach 4th grade. I have for 13 years. And I went to a private school Didn't realize really what student loans were at that time of my life when I was 18. And so after college, I can't say I made the best financial decisions in my life. And then I met my husband and decided, oh, let's get my master's, because, you know, that's just what you do if you want to move up the pay scale for teaching. So when I got my master's loan, it was a 6.9% interest rate. Yeah. My husband and I tried numerous routes to get that taken care of, including even asking family, which was literally like rock bottom for me. And thank goodness they said no, because it pushed me to work harder, I would say, most definitely. So because of this 6.9% interest rate loan, it was holding our family back. It was a black cloud. Literally, it was an argument every time we would want to go do something. You know, it was not till you get that loan paid off, not till you get that loan paid off. And so it just became one of those just drag you down kind of things. And so I had not told anybody that I had been praying for something that was going to help me to lift this burden off of my family. And he answered my prayers, and I didn't even realize that he was answering my prayers until it just kind of smacked me in the face. So with that being said, this debt that was holding me back, and I will mention too that is right after I got my master's degree, my school went on a pay freeze. Okay, so I've been on a pay freeze for the last 6 years of that. So not good, not a good combination. So with this amazing blessing, I asked Tracy, I said, all right, let's sit down and talk about this. And when I saw that compensation plan, I went, what? 11 different ways. All right, let's talk about this. So we did, and I will just tell you guys, within 1 year of Plexus, I was able to pay off all of my bachelor's and my master's. And for our family, I can't even begin to tell you what that meant. It was like this huge weight just lifted off both of our shoulders, and everybody was happy, and you know, it's just a huge blessing in disguise. So with that being said, I am very passionate about this business. Plexus is just one of those blessings that I will forever be grateful for. So I want to ask you, what is life-changing money for you? For me, an extra $100 was life-changing money. So for what is it for you? Is it an extra 200? Is it an extra 500? An extra 1,000? You know, whatever is life-changing money for you, truly with this business, the sky is the limit. As a Senior Ruby Ambassador, I am matching my teaching degree. And with the next rank, I will be definitely outseating my teaching degree, my teaching paycheck. So it is amazing. Just the support that this company offers too is absolutely incredible. So when if you decide to sign up, you get the deepest discount on the prices for a whole entire year. So you pay that $34.95 and you get the cheapest prices on all of the products. That's a huge win. That's why I signed up, because I needed the cheapest price. You also have no inventory, no shows, so people order directly from your website. You're in charge. So that's the part that I love. Nobody is my boss in this. I have a boss when I teach all day long, and with this, I'm my own CEO. So I set my own hours. I decide when I'm going to work and when I don't have to. So that's the fun part, you know. And you also get to decide how much do you want to make a month. You know, for me, it got to the point where I needed a comma in my paycheck to make a really big difference really fast. And I will tell you, within the 3rd month of working with Plexus, I was able to achieve that goal. So let me tell you, with my last network marketing, I didn't make a dime. And with this, my 3rd month, there was already a comma in there. The next rank, which for me is Emerald, and that means you're a jewel in the company. That's a 6-figure income. That is a Lexus. That is a trip to Hawaii. I'm going to be able to take my husband on a trip to Hawaii. That, to me, is super exciting. So we also have an amazing tribe of women. I am on here with this call right now. These ladies, we are not on the same team. So I think that is just goes to show you that we are truly one Plexus. We help each other out. You just ask, and I guarantee that there will be as many people that that want to help you as what you could ever imagine. Convention, we have that. We have leaders retreat. There's all kinds of trips that you get to go on. And trust me, we have a blast every single time we go to any of those events. Just the friendships, the bonds. I have reconnected with so many people that I knew from high school, just from growing up, you know, neighbors that I've gotten to know so much better, people in my community. I literally have so many friendships that have rekindled, or new friendships that are truly going to be lifelong friendships. And that is something I never would have expected with Plexus, but I will tell you, many ambassadors that you talk to, if you ask them what's their favorite thing about Plexus, they will definitely say the relationships that they have gained. This is also super rewarding. I get to help people. You guys know I told you I'm a teacher, and I love children. I love to help. I love to teach them things. And with this, I get to help all sorts of women, men, children, you know, just all, it doesn't matter the age. That's what I love about Plexus, that it just meets the needs of all, I mean, from children all the way, you know, older as well. So that's the awesome part about this. I am not a salesperson. So that is, I don't sell anything. I felt amazing. People started noticing that I didn't have a Diet Mountain Dew in my hand every single time they would see me. They knew something was up. I was happier. It just organically came about. It wasn't me trying to sell anything. So that's what's so amazing about these products, is that they work. They make, you know, there's changes that happen with you, good changes, and people start taking note of that. So, you know, when you share about something, it had Tracy not shared with me, she would not have impacted my family's financial, you know, future, truly. And with me, you know, just my health and my kids' health. My kids were so sick, especially my son, his first year of life. It was so bad. And so since he's been on the products, he hasn't been sick. So it's been seriously life-changing for that too. You know, and so, I mean, literally think about it. For $34.95, you get your own website. You get, you know, you get to order products at the cheapest prices. There is no shows, no inventory, no quota, no nothing. And people will say to me, well, what's the catch? I'm like, there isn't one. I'm telling you, there just isn't. That is, this is just an awesome thing to be able to do. So I just want to end with the fact that I had always hoped for a second job that would help me to pay off some debt. I never realized that this second job would be more than just a job. This is not something that I punch a clock for. This is something that changes people's lives. To get those messages from people that say, thank you for sharing because you've changed my life, there is no price you could ever put on that. So thank you so much. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jamie.
Hi. I'll take over. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think mine's like, I'm a little laggy over here, but I want to thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Shannon, everything you said was so absolutely true. It's just so, it has been the most rewarding thing I have ever been a part of. We have impacted so many people in life-changing ways. Ways that you can't even imagine. And that is the most rewarding thing ever. Even if Plexus did not compensate us at all, I would still share every single day, all the time, because of what it's done for me and because it's what it's done for the people in my life. People need these products. And so I thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I hope that just by this quick little snippet, you can see that these products are for everyone. They're for people who are sick or chronically ill. They're for people who are health enthusiasts. They're for people who are, you know, holistic. They're for people who need help with their diets. And they're just for everybody. And the business is for anyone. And you can pay $34.95 and just enjoy wholesale pricing. You can pay $34.95 and just share enough to get your products paid for. Or you can dream big and make life-changing money and change the trajectory of your financial future, which is what we, the four of us, have chosen to do. And when I say life-changing, I absolutely mean it. So we're going to end this call, but we encourage you to reach out to the person who invited you here tonight. And we're hoping that this was just an eye-opening experience. And we would love for you to let whoever invited you to know your thoughts. Let them know what surprised you about Plexus. Have a great night.